Once again, welcome this morning to Perspectives Unlimited on Wales Radio 89.3 FM. We're live on Facebook now. Apologies for starting the Facebook stream late. You can watch us live on Facebook at Wales Radio 893 FM fan page, at Wales Radio 893 FM fan page on Facebook, and on YouTube it's at Wales Radio 89.3 FM. At Wales Radio 89.3 FM. Joining me in the studio this morning is our analyst, Chukwuemeka Munachi. So good morning, Chukwuemeka.
Good morning, Tolu.
All right, good to have you on the show this morning.
And I'm happy to have you back.
Yes, good to be back. It's good to be back.
Yes.
All right, let us begin with a story from the Vanguard newspaper, where the federal government has said that Nigeria is moving in the right direction. They also, unveil the president's scorecard, defend reforms, and also highlight economic gains, 1 million student loan beneficiaries, tax reforms, anti-graft successes. And I'll take some of that story. The federal government yesterday mounted robust defense of President Bola Tinubu's reform agenda, declaring that Nigeria is steadily emerging from economic fragility and laying the foundation for long-term prosperity, despite pains associated with ongoing reforms. At a high-profile Democracy Day press conference in Abuja yesterday to mark Nigeria's 27th anniversary of uninterrupted democratic governance and the third year of the renewed hope agenda of the present administration, top government officials insisted that available evidence points to a nation on the path of recovery, growth, and institutional strengthening. Now, speaking at the briefing, Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, described Democracy Day as a historic moment for national reflection, accountability, and celebration of sacrifices that secured democratic governance in Nigeria. And according to him, the 2026 Democracy Day celebration carries special significance because it coincides with the third anniversary of the Tinubu administration, providing an opportunity to assess impact of government policies and reforms under the renewed hope agenda. Now, the secretary to the government of the Federation, SGF Senator George Akume, who represented the president at the conference, acknowledged the economic hardship facing Nigerians, but he maintained that government policies are yielding measurable results. And he said government will never claim that every challenge has been solved, because truthfully, according to him, he said inflation has been painful, insecurity is still threatens lives and livelihoods, and the effect of reforms do not land evenly or maybe even immediately. But he says, however, evidence shows that Nigeria is moving in the right direction. And it disclosed about the Nigeria's gross domestic product and the way it's been positive over the last 2 quarters. Quoting data from the NBS, that's the National Bureau of Statistics, saying that we've recorded a growth rate of 4.07% in the fourth quarter of 2025 and 3.89% in the first quarter of 2026. And, he also highlighted the various reforms, the student loan scheme that was brought in, where NEL Fund has supported over 1.058 million students nationwide. And they've been able to disburse 184 billion naira for tuition and upkeep allowances for the students who have benefited. And also talked about the Renewed Hope Conditional Cash Transfer Program that was designed to support 15 million households. He said it had reached over 3 million vulnerable households by August 2025. And, according to him, he said nearly 1 million Nigerians across the country's 774 local government areas has benefited from the Presidential Conditional Grant Scheme and Credit Corp, which is the Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation. And he said they've also even expanded to formal credit, with over 200,000 Nigerians benefiting and 37 billion naira disbursed just in 2025 alone. The list goes on and on. He also talked about the resources being provided to support more than 8,000 primary healthcare centers, with plans underway to expand coverage to 13,000 facilities nationwide. And then he also highlighted the anti-corruption gains of this administration, talking about how the EFCC, the ICPC have continued to recover stolen assets and also prosecute offenders. The list goes on and on. But the question remains, do you agree, or do Nigerians agree that, truthfully, Nigeria is moving in the right direction?
Yes, that is the main question that we are just asking right now. Do Nigerians agree with what this administration is reeling out as its achievements? That's the very big question. You see, you have said a lot, they have said a mouthful of what they have achieved. And to me, the yardstick, the way to measure all these achievements is to look at the people, the citizens. Because you are doing this for the sake of the citizens. Are the citizens better off than before you came in? Are they singing Hosanna? Are they saying that, look, we are better off now than where we are coming from? Because that's the only way for you to measure your successes or your failures in whatever you claim to be doing for Nigerians. I'm a Nigerian. I'm living in this country. I go to market. I know where we were. I know where we are right now. And it doesn't seem to be okay. It doesn't seem to, nobody is smiling. So when government is saying that this is what we have done, and that economy is growing, and we are moving in the right direction, how do you convince us, the people, that we are moving in the right direction when we have broken our waist and our legs, and we don't know how to trudge along with you? Tolu, if you ask me, what has this administration actually done well? Not to, I can tell you that this NEL fund is a very good thing. It's a very good, laudable achievement. But for every other thing, Tolu, there is nothing to write home about. You talk of anti-graft, how you have recorded successes in the area of, look, corruption is not just about money. In this administration, a minister resigned because of certificate forgery, and the same person has won primary to be a governor. How do you define it? In this administration, somebody is standing trial for, he has issue with EFCC, and he has won a primary to go to the Senate. How do you explain it? Now, our institutions are becoming weaker and weaker. That is why you have all these issues all over the place. Because democracy, a very strong democracy, cannot work in isolation with strong institutions. Democracy depends on institutions. Can we say that our judiciary is strong? We cannot say it. Can we say that our security system is strong? We cannot say it. Can we say, tell me one institution you can point at in Nigeria today and say, look, this institution is strong. We have weakened them. We have eroded the powers of most institutions that would have made our democracy workable. So, what scorecard are you bringing? We keep go to the market, ask an average Nigerian on the street, is your life better now than when it was how many years ago? And hear the story, because these are the people, these are the yardsticks, these are the metrics, these are the people you are going to use to measure whether you are doing well or not. If you are a father, if you are a family man, and look, and you are taking care of your children, and you are telling them that, oh, things are moving in the right direction, and you know that these children are not eating well, and you come back home and ask the children, I hope you are having a ball, I hope you are enjoying yourself. Things, look at how the way they will look at you will explain to you that you are not doing it well. Look, I'm not saying that. Look, do you know one thing? Every government that wants to grow, you are working for the people. Before you bring policies, you have to cushion the effect of those policies. You have to put things on the ground so that people will not suffer unnecessarily because you are taking them to El Dorado. What did we put on the ground before we said subsidy is gone? Nothing. What did we put on the ground before we went for CNG? Nobody is talking about CNG again. Nothing. I have read about countries who went on pragmatic policies to improve their economy. What the leaders did, they didn't just wake up and begin to implement policies without putting in consideration what will be the consequences of these policies on the citizens. That's where we're missing it. You even if you are taking care of animals and you want to move them there are certain things you will do for them so that they will know that you are trying to introduce something that will be palatable for them in future, but not for now. And they don't have to die because you want to implement something that you have thought about without putting them into why is IMF saying that poverty is worsening?
But IMF is still supporting their policies.
They will support, but IMF has look, Tolu, Bretton Woods institutions, they don't care about the people. This prescription they are giving to African economies, can they give it to the West? They can't. And we take everything line hook and sinker without minding the look at okay.
But aren't the prescriptions supposed to help us to move our nation forward?
Is it helping? It's not helping us. If it's helping us, why are we suffering? It's helping those in authority. If all of us are suffering the same fate, then we don't have to complain. If somebody is going about now sharing SUV cars for campaign, can you tell such a person that the economy is not working? He will tell you it's working. He is seeing the fruit of the economy. Are we seeing the fruit? 1 kg of gas, 2,500 as an naira. Is that the fruit of the policy? Is that the fruit? No. Bretton Woods institution will always tell you what you want to hear. They will always tell you that, oh, you are doing very well, when you know that your people are dying. Can you take somebody to the hospital and you know that the ailment that brought this person to the hospital is worsening and the doctor is telling you that the person is improving? How do you take it? You take the person away from the hospital because you know that the doctor is not telling you that you are looking at the person you brought to the hospital and the health is worsening and the doctor is telling you that, oh, you are doing very well, and you know that this man is going. What will you do? You take the man away from the hospital. Do you expect Bretton Woods institutions to tell you that, oh, you are not doing well? They will take so that you come for more money. You will borrow more. At the end of the day, you are worsening the conditions of your people. Why did we reject structural adjustment program? Why did Nigerians kick against austerity measures? All these things they throw at African economies, can they give it to them, to their own people? You remove look, every country in this world, the Western world, there are subsidies in everything. You encourage African economies to remove subsidies in virtually things you know that the citizens depend on. You are wicked, and you impoverish the people. And you are talking of migration. People are running away. Why are they running away? If the economy is good, why are they running away? It's not good. That's why they are running away. Can you prescribe the same thing for Western economies? You can't. That's why most African countries are slaves. You see, and modern slaves are no longer in chain. They are in debt. Most African countries are heavily indebted to these Bretton Woods institutions because they are giving us prescriptions that they know we don't have the temerity to implement, even the way it will give it a human face. I believe in reforms, but reforms with a human face. If you are reforming and the people are dying, who will even enjoy the benefits of the reform after half of the people are dead? These are the things you have to do. Reforms must come with human face. That's where I stand. I believe in reforms. I believe in removal of fuel subsidy. But you must do it in a way that the people will not suffer. Yes, you do it in a way that people, now all the money we claim that we are going to save when we remove fuel, where are they? That we are not going to borrow again. What is our this thing? Our debt as a profile today? After we even borrowed more. I'm coming. I'm coming. We even borrowed more after removing fuel subsidy than when we didn't remove fuel subsidy. So what are you telling us? Okay. That is it. Is it a voodoo economy that the more you look, the more you look, the less you see? How do we explain it? That before fuel subsidy, you said we are going to save a lot of money, and the money will be put into infrastructure, into our, we're not going to as a borrow, and we have borrowed more after removing, which means we are profligate. We are not managing our resources very well. That's just the meaning.
All right, so I was going to say that according to IMF, our foreign debt is going to hit $72.6 billion.
Why should we hit
after the 2027?
No, why should we hit that figure? Why? When we have removed fuel subsidy, and we are told as Nigerians that we are losing a lot of money. Oh, people are fuel subsidy is costing a lot of money. As soon as we remove it, we will get a lot of money. Now we have removed it. Look at the figures that you have just said.
But it's been said that there's enough money to throw around.
Then why are we still borrowing if there's enough money to throw around? Where are we throwing the money to? Campaign, election. Does it reflect on the people? No, it's the question. The thing, does it reflect on an average Nigerian? Does it reflect? Tell me, Tolu. No, does it reflect? He said, go to the street and ask an average Nigerian, how are you today? You will hear stories. And people are telling us that the policy is bearing fruit. It's not bearing any fruit. I have not seen the fruit, and I don't have eye problem. It's not bearing fruit. The policy is not bearing fruit. Look, Tolu, I have read about countries before where leaders have human sympathy. Before they introduce anything, they will look at what will affect the generality of the people. If you do this, how will our people fare? They begin to put in place things that will not so much affect the people. If they begin to implement it, they will come up with it. Then the people will begin to adjust gradually. I am a father. When a woman wants to win a child, what does she do? She will first of all begin to introduce some food to take over the place of breast milk. That child will be taking that food gradually. Before you know it, that child will be used to that food. The woman will stop breastfeeding her. That is the way it is done in a normal setting where leaders have empathy. Where you know that, look, I am here not for my sake. I am here to make lives better. You introduce, even if Bretton Woods institutions are pushing you to do certain things, which you know will be very, very difficult for your people to swallow. You tell them, no, I will not do this for the sake of my people. You will begin to do things that people, even if we are taking them somewhere, they will still be alive. Now they say we are taking, how many of us will survive it? How many people are surviving? Nigeria today, Tolu, the quality of what Nigerians are eating has deteriorated. I rear dogs. I know what it takes. Before you go to market, you buy fish head and intestine. You use it to cook for. Go to that market now. That fish head and intestines are what people are buying, and the economy is growing.
All right. You mentioned about CNG before. You talked about gas and how it has become expensive. Now let's come to that now. In the Guardian newspaper today, there's a headline that reads, "From stove to smoke, households ration swap to charcoal as cooking gas records 67% hike." Nigeria's much trumpeted clean cooking and domestic gas utilization campaign is currently threatened by the ongoing Middle East crisis and market supply issues, as vulnerable families are turning to charcoal following a 67% rise in the price of liquefied petroleum gas (LPG) and 362 billion naira monthly bills. The LPG, otherwise known as cooking gas, which sold for less than 1,500 naira per kilogram last month, has soared across the country, hitting about 2,500 per kilogram as of yesterday in Lagos, representing a 67% additional cost while compounding the existing high cost of energy. And this comes as the National Association of LPG Marketers accused refiners of distorting the market, while the Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited, as well as Adobe PLC, are being accused of hoarding the product. Although the Adobe disputed the claim, but NNPC has remained mum. Most residents who spoke to the Guardian newspaper yesterday said that they've resorted to charcoal, which sells for about 5,500 naira per bag, to cushion the crisis.
Tolu, do you know the consequences of what we are doing right now when it comes to the use of firewood? We are cutting down trees. Now, the gas you just mentioned, selling at how much? A woman called me yesterday, an elderly woman. He said, please, my son, I don't know whether you can help me to know where they are selling gas. She can't find one. Elderly woman living alone, over 76 years. He said she can't cook. The economy is growing. We are buying 1 kg of gas, 2,500. The economy is growing. I listen to what I'm saying. So we begin to wonder, are these people, does it snow in Abuja? Are they living in Nigeria of their own imagination? And we are living in the reality of Nigeria? Because this is the reality. What NNPC has not said anything. Those people you just mentioned kept quiet. Because they know that there's no consequences for bad behavior. There's no checks and balances. Nothing is regulated. Everybody just do whatever you want to do as far as you're making money. The government careless. A responsible government, Tolu, will not allow. Okay, Tolu, I have a friend in one of the foreign countries. He said that no matter how poor you are, no matter how poor, living below bread line, whenever you come back home, you must meet light because you have to warm your house. Otherwise, cold will kill you. Why is government subsidizing that? Because they know that if you remove this thing, our people will die. But here, we are treated like that. When I would say we are treated like non-living things, because if you actually you see us as human beings, there are certain things you will make sure that no matter what, Nigerians must enjoy. I've asked this question repeatedly. What is it right now in this country that you, as Tolu, as a Nigerian, you say no matter what, I will enjoy this? Absolutely nothing. But in other countries, it's not like that. There are things. Some of them enjoy bread. Yes, something as small as bread. They will tell you, no matter what, our government must subsidize wheat so that people will have bread. But here in Nigeria, absolutely nothing. Everything has been taken away from the people. The economy is growing. So tell me, how in this we are sitting on gas reserve. We have the highest in the world, and look at. We don't even have gas to cook. The economy is growing. Look at what people go out. People are now. A friend of mine, as he wanted to rent a house, some of the list they gave him, he must not use charcoal in there. He now called the person and said, what will I use? So I'll be using my children to cook. I should not use charcoal. And you know that there is no gas. Tolu, there are certain things we should not even be talking. Nigeria is a blessed country. We are fantastically blessed. But look at leadership. Not with this administration alone. Because if others in the past had done the needful, this administration would have found something to work with. But we're always continuing. Every administration starts from this because there's no paper, no blueprint, nothing on the ground for you to work with. So what we are talking we're talking about gas. Just this moment. Can you tell me, when you go to most homes, there is no electricity for even to use what they call it, electric stuff. The economy is growing. So tell me, how is the economy growing? Tell me. That's why I said, can government go to the street and tell Nigerians that yes, the economy is growing, and see what will be the reaction of the people? Because I'm among the people. To me, it's not growing. to me is where I pay. I know how much I spend on daily basis coming to work. I know eating what is available, not longer what I want to eat. Can you tell me that the economy is growing? It's not growing as far as I'm concerned. Because you have already reduced the quality of my life, and you are telling me economy is growing. How is it growing when I can't eat what I want to eat? I'm only eating what is available.
All right, you can join the conversation this morning by calling phone lines 0916 893 1000, 0916 893 1000, or 0915 333 4893, 0915 333 4893. You can also call 0911 33 33 893, 0911 33 893. Drop your text messages on those lines as well, or your WhatsApp messages on 0915 4999 893, and drop your comments on Facebook at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Tolu and Toluwaleke.
Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show.
My name is George. I'm calling you from Toluwaleke.
Welcome, Mr. George.
What exactly is changing in our story since we started discussing issues of Nigeria? What exactly is changing? Are we speaking to stones or human beings? More people are being kidnapped. More people are being killed. And we are saying things are improved. Nigeria is moving towards the right direction. Is it this Nigeria that we are in, or they have another Nigeria that is in a place where we are not even seeing? I think if we want to make this country good, we should please do the right thing so that things will work well for both the leaders and the masses. Look at these small children that is kept in the bush for this long. We have two citizens in this country, the good ones and the bad ones. When you kidnap a big man, the person is released within a quick of time. But when a poor man is kidnapped, they live in there and are using them to make money. Thank you. May God heal us.
Thank you for your contribution on the show this morning, Mr. George. 0916 893 1000, 0915 333 4893, or 0911 33 893. Those are the phone lines for you to call to be a part of the show. Drop your messages on WhatsApp on 0915 4999 893. 0915 4999 893. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Tolu.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Comrade Ige speaking.
Welcome to the show, comrade.
Mr. Chukwemeka.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah. There is nothing to celebrate in this country any longer. But I was reading a post yesterday night. Somebody was using, I don't know how to put it, saying any other government that comes in, apart from the present government, we are deceiving ourselves. He's using tribalism to make his report. I don't know why people are so, sorry to say, that when things are like this. I don't know how they think. Then if an Igbo man comes to government now, we see what our eyes will see. Our Fulani man comes to government, we know what have we seen that we have not seen now? What is truly wrong with our people? Are we okay? I don't think so. Even as we are talking now, it's like some people are being used They are being used every now and then to convince Nigerians. And we Nigerians are that we are taking it as bread and butter. It is not, things are not all right at all. At all. Starting from small streets to the highest thing we are trying now. Nobody is, I don't know what to say because things are not changing every time. Things are not changing. We wake up into all these problems every day, every night. We sleep with it. We wake up with it. I'm just praying because what is happening in this country today. If it is in all these Central Africa or far West African countries, we will be hearing about war. Though we are in war zone now because what is happening now is more than even war. When there is hunger in the land, there is war. So what are we? I don't know what we are doing now because next January now is what they are running after. They are not thinking about the next year again. I don't know, but I just pray God be with us all, and God continue to guide us. Good morning, sir.
Amen. Good morning. Thank you so much for your contribution on the show this morning, comrade. All right. Still in the Guardian newspaper, Senate to consider single term for president, governors after 2027 polls. All right. Let's talk to this person first. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Adeyinka from
Welcome to the show, Adeyinka.
Yeah, thank you. Concerning the borrowing are meaningful when it is being judiciously. But in a situation whereby the borrowing is nothing to show for it, just take a look at the current administration at the federal level. We keep up borrowing, and there's no meaningful impact to we Nigerians. The gas for a kg of gas is still at 2004. Seriously, it's so saddening. I don't know where we are going in this country. I don't know all these money that are being borrowed. They are using it for something that, yes, we are seeing the positive changes, positive outcome of it. We will complain, but there's no positive impact of it. So where are we going in this country? May God see us through. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Adeyinka. All right. Back to... Okay. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes, ma. Ruth calling from Malakia.
Welcome to the show, Ruth.
Thank you. As regards the economy reform, I believe economy reform can only succeed when they improve people's life. But fortunately, the current administration reforms have increased hardship and pushed more citizens into poverty. The promised benefits have not even been felt by African Nigerians. So it's becoming so clear that Nigerians must demand better policies and accountable leadership to secure a better future for the country. I hope Nigeria wake up come 2027 because we can't continue like this. Good morning.
All right, good morning. Thank you so much, Ruth. Senate to consider single term for president, governors after 2027 polls. And it has three riders. Bamidele defends 10th Senate's cordiality with Tinubu military spending. Adams Williams task federal government lawmakers on state police and security. Group urges accountability, strong governance safeguards. Senate leader Okpeyemi Bamidele disclosed on the floor of the Senate yesterday that the 11th Senate would consider a single term for the president and state governors. He also defended the National Assembly's decision to reject a proposal seeking a fresh probe of military spending in the fight against terrorism, while unveiling plans for major constitutional and governance reforms, including the establishment of state police. Also, the Are Ono Kakanfo of Yorubaland, Iba Gani Adams, called on President Bola Tinubu and the National Assembly to urgently legislate a framework for the establishment of state police as part of efforts to strengthen the nation's security architecture. Bamidele said the essence of proposing a single 6-year term for the president and governors is to enable them to put in their best from the moment they are voted in.
Is a fallacy, complete falsehood. If you see what Babafemi Okpeyemi is saying, it is not good for elected office holders to use the first year of the office planning for the second term. That if they pass the bill, it will give them 6 years so that they will look. Even if these people, even if you give them 10 years, they will still not be okay. Look, this man is trying to do something that will not help this country. He wants to elongate the tenure of those in office right now and governors, which is not going to work. If you know what governance is all about, before you contested for a position, you must have made all your preparations.
I think for him, he's already sure that it will be in the 11th Senate. That's why he's planning for the 11th Senate.
That's what he's planning. It's not about moving Nigeria forward. It's about them staying in the office and inflicting more damages on Nigerians, which Nigerians will not take. Look, if somebody who has prepared for office, you know what that office entails, and you win an election, what do? You begin to implement what you have already stated down as your goal. You don't have to wait because you know that second term is not assured. Why must you use first term to be planning for second term, thereby wasting lives of human beings, wasting resources, damaging lives all over the place because you are planning for what if you don't live to finish that first time? The problem is that we don't have people who are prepared for office, who are prepared to work. We have people who are preparing for office, people who are in office but they are not in power. This thing that what is his name again? Bamidele is toying with will never work in this country. If you look, one term is what you are short. Use that one term to do what you want to do. If you say that one term is not enough for you to do what you want to do, you begin to do the ones that you know you can do within one term. People will see that he has done so. He's doing. But when you use only one term to prepare for second term, what kind of nonsense is that? Can you?
All right. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, the beautiful lady woman.
Good morning, Mr. Benga.
This is Benga Mali calling from Apata. You see, I cannot but resonate with the song sung by late Sonny Okosun, where he was asking which way Nigeria, which way is Nigeria doing things. And at the time he was singing, he sang that song, Nigeria was even better back then. But now the song can actually resonate with what is currently happening in the country. Well, why won't they tell us that the economy is booming when we knew how much we are buying fuel even before this present administration? Before this present administration, we are buying fuel for I think 105 naira. Back then, just less than 50,000 naira, we see my car. Back then, 2003. But now, I can see my car now with nothing less than 90-something thousand naira. So what is better in the economy? Back then, in 1993, I could recollect when I was very, very good in cooking with sawdust because of what happened then during the regime then, Babangida regime then. I could recollect we go into the forest and fetch wood, and I will fetch wood, and I will even go to the bush and spend wood and cook with it. So what we have about sawdust, we pack sawdust and cook with it. Yes, I was very good at it then. I cannot imagine myself doing what I did in the past 30-something years ago, doing that now as a result of bad economy, bad governance. And now they are telling us that the economy is good. Tell me how many of those politicians living in high offices, how many of them are buying the gas in their own money? The people to fuel their car is done by the government. They are very living in the government. So look at what Chukwuemeka said a while ago, and I was almost moved to tears. When Chukwuemeka said that he doesn't eat what he wishes, he only eats what he feels. That is too sad. Too sad. Look at our people in the country. How many people can really afford to eat planning? Before this parents regime, my sister, it's correct that you have three classes. You have the higher class, you have the middle class, and you have the lower class. But if you speak today, you only have the higher class alone. The middle class does not exist. The working class does not exist. And they're telling us that the economy is good. Ọlọ́run á dá gbogbo ẹ̀. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mario.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
This is Miriam from Odejai.
Welcome to the show, Mariam. It's been a while.
Yes, it's been a while. Well done.
Thank you very much.
I really cannot point at any tangible thing Nigerians are benefiting from this Emilio administration. Because since the president came on board, it has been one problem to the other. And to even plan it all, this issue of insecurity, it is getting out of hand. And the earlier it's being tackled, the better for everyone. So if truly Mr. President is for the masses, and he didn't come for his own personal interest, then he should do the needful on time. He should save Nigerians. Enough of kidnapping today, killing tomorrow, asking for ransom the next day. We cannot continue like this. And I pray the Lord will lead him right. Thank you. Good morning.
Amen. Thank you so much, Maria.
So Tolu, Opeyemi is just playing games to elongate the tenure of those in office right now. Look, first time, if you use first time to prepare for what you do in the second time, then you are not qualified to be in that office. When you are elected, you hit the ground running. That makes you somebody who knows what he is coming to do. But when you are giving excuses that, we don't want them to be distracted, let them have 6 years so that when they are elected, they will is falsehood. He cannot look. If you give our politicians even 20 terms, those who will not work. Give them 20 terms. They can't. That's why we have accidental presidents all over the place. Not only in Nigeria. People who just want to have I was once a president, and you don't know. Look, do you know how many years it took Buhari? Buhari even came to run for this office. He went to my own house sometime. I was crying that in Nigeria should allow him to. In fact, I sympathized with him. I said they should allow this man, only for the man to come and become a disaster. Are you listening to what I'm saying? So if you give such a fellow 30 terms, do you think they will do anything? Let's leave it the way it is. First time you will go. If you do well, come back and the Nigerians will vote for you. Don't tell us that you want to elongate it, because it's not going to work.
All right, 0916 893 1000, 0915 333 4893, or 0911 333 893. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Radio.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Samuel. I'm calling from Mawoto. Good morning, Mr. Kikwemeka.
Good morning, Salami.
Yes, I thank you. God bless you all. God bless West Radio. At least giving us this outlet to possibly contribute, but maybe just maybe the vision and maybe our vote to be the distance. Now, starting with the reform games that the president and formula and I always refer to. I don't know what is doing their economic reform, to be frank. I think we are not in this country, right? So it is at a point when during the local government was even encouraging people to move away from firewood and kerosene to gas. And when they were even, I can remember, not very came there at the energy minister, petrol minister, at that time was almost advocating free cylinders for Nigerians who wanted to come and be buying gas. And by that time, we see a KPG gas less than 3,000, 332. Max, I mean, that same thing is what we are then under this money from almost 17,000 naira now. And yet somebody is telling us it's well with us. I don't know. I said something the other day. I said that President Tinubu just came to shut down Nigeria and failed to say this. Honestly speaking, Nigeria is not working. Leave me sincerely. Under this administration, Nigeria has collapsed. We should tell ourselves the truth. Well, anybody can say anything, but we know that a kg of gas is now over the 2,000 and 2,002, I mean, come on, what are we talking? Well, where do we have to keep doing our in this country? I want to appeal for sanitary our leaders will look up to them, but this is the time for them to speak up and say the truth. We should know, come on, Nigeria is nothing, Nigerians are dying.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Salami.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Salami.
It's okay.
All right, but the president is not shutting down Nigeria.
No, but that is Salami's reality, and that is the reality of most Nigerians. That's the reality of most Nigerians.
But reforms are being put in.
Which reforms?
It might not be.
Wait. If in the process of reforming me, you deform me, do you want me to believe in? You have made me deformed. You have deformed me in the process of reforming me. How do I praise you? You left me worse than you met me. You say you are reforming me, and I'm deformed already. What can I praise you for? That's the question. That's our reality in Nigeria. We should not be afraid of saying the truth and nothing but the truth.
All right, this is where we draw the curtains on the show for this morning. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Tolu, and thank you for coming back.
Yes, thank you so much for joining the show this morning. As I would always say, the conversation continues. It doesn't just end, and we shouldn't keep quiet as much as possible. Let's keep talking about it, because we all dream of that Nigeria where everything works and everything is okay for us. So as much as we dream, let us also continue to make efforts and not fold our arms as we seek for a better Nigeria. Thank you for joining the show once again. My name is Toluwaleke. Alli. Perspectives Unlimited returns tomorrow at exactly 6:30 a.m.